Like most things I see on the internet, I look at it and say, I can make this myself. And these hamburger coasters were definitely on the list of had to try. TikTok made me do it. If I was gonna bite down into my very own Krabby Patty coasters, I needed to get back to the basics. So I whipped out my handy dandy sketchbook. After sketching all those secret ingredients, my first step was sculpting. I went ahead and used this Crayola dry clay. I love this stuff. It was so easy to play with and mold, and you add a little bit of water, it can really shape to what you need it to be. And I started off with the buns. When sculpting the clay, just have fun with it. This project is so easy and fun because it's just like being in kindergarten again or elementary where you're just playing around with clay. And I've seen so many variations of these coasters, so don't feel like it has to be perfect. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I ended up using a stick to kind of make an indent on this bun, but also made some sesame seeds by just rolling up the clay into little balls. I did end up making them smaller over time. And yeah, just moving things around, making it feel pretty organic, like an actual hamburger bun. Moving on to the onion. So just basically starting off with that circle and taking this random wood tool that I found and just making a swirl on it. Try my best to smooth things out, but also it's really easy just to spray some water on it, keep patting it down, move things around, and that will smooth out those edges. I also found it helpful to pick up the piece from the table that it's sitting on, just so when it dries it's not stuck to the table. Next, moving on to the lettuce. I found this one to be super easy, just making an organic wavy shape. Just keep slapping it around, molding it around, just to make a lettuce shape. When you like it, go ahead and just carve out some veins on that lettuce. I ended up using about a handful per coaster of clay, so just carve that out with your hand and you can just mold it, move it around, slap it around a bit. Moving forward with a tomato, I ended up making this shape way more complicated than it needed to be. I started with a circle, but was trying to do this wavy center and then a lot of indents with seeds. And if I was going back in time, I would have made it a much more simpler design, but I liked how it turned out in the end. This was definitely one where I used a lot of water to smooth over all of those blemishes and crinkles that I made. And with the water, it just smooths everything over. Next up is the cheese. So definitely starting with that square shape. Once I got the square where I liked it, I went ahead and got more of like a rounded tool to start doing some cutouts. And definitely trying to find the right balance of holes to add to the cheese. Some went all the way through the other side and some were just some indents at the top. and using lots of water to smooth everything over. Last up, we have the patty. So really smacking that thing down, getting a really nice round shape. Then this was one of my favorite ones actually, as I was just smacking it around, and then I got this tool and made those grill marks. So just these vertical lines that indent on the top. I also turned it over and made the indents on the back, but I don't really think it matters too much to worry about the back side because no one's gonna look at that.
"72 hours later."
After waiting 3 days for the clay to dry, I was finally able to paint. No judgment on my old Tupperware painter's palette, but you know, it gets the job done. So I was just mixing a lot of this tan and brown for the bun colors. I went ahead and used the darker brown on the outside for it to look more like a crust. And went ahead for the top bun as well, making it the same color and then going in with a lighter kind of tan white color for those seeds. The cheese is one of my favorites for sure. I love how it came out. This color is so vibrant. It reminds me definitely of SpongeBob. Moving forward with that bright red tomato, I definitely went ham on the colors and just made it that really bright red and then deepened it with a more burgundy pink color for that inside where the seeds are. And then at first I painted the seeds yellow, but it did seem a little odd to me, so I went back and painted it a lighter pink after. Next for the onion, I made this really pretty lavender color and I just painted both sides with that. Then later I went in with a darker purple and just outlined that swirl. For the lettuce, going in with a traditional green, super easy. Outlined it with a darker green for those veins later. Then for the patty, made about a reddish brown color and try to give it some highlights and some shadows with a darker and lighter shade of that color. And there they all are. I painted the top and the bottom and let them dry for about another day. And then it's time for the final step. So I went ahead and used this acrylic gloss, and I kind of regret how much I used. I would definitely recommend using like half of what I did because I went crazy with it and it ended up sticking to the paper, and I had to do some repainting because some spots peeled off. And here's the final product. I'm so stoked how it turned out. This is such a functional piece of art that you can have in your home. And I hope this inspires you to do something out of the box or try this project yourself. Thank you for watching. It's greatly appreciated. Write a comment, like, subscribe down below if you want to support the channel. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.